It's your boy, Anthony Gallo, on the Fan, New York City, the best radio station on the planet, in the greatest city in the world. Don't forget it. And tonight, New York City was out, whether it was the Mets, not the Yankees, whether it was the Knicks, and that's where we start. A big Knicks victory. And I got to be honest, and maybe the playoff basketball fever. And the last time we spoke, I was super negative about the Knicks, but I'm all the way back in. I'm back in. I'm delusional. And tonight was awesome. For 3 quarters, yes, we all were panicking. I was panicking. I sent out the panicked tweet. I texted the group chats that I'm in, fearing the worst. But came the fourth quarter. Experience reigned free. And the Knicks, those Knicks that we fell in love with, they came back strong and with a statement victory. That's what it was to me. The Pistons, they had fun for 3 quarters. They were smiling. They were doing their dopey antics, which do not equate to W's. Their best player, Cade Cunningham, shrunk in the biggest moment. And the real best player in the series, Jalen Brunson, came up with his biggest moments when it mattered most. Started slow, finished strong. We could put Cam Payne in the rafters at this point, the way he played. And you know I'm a big Cam Payne guy. He showed up big. And Karl-Anthony Towns, with what was, for me, his coming out party. This was the moment that I think we could really feel that this guy could possibly, let's not forgive everything, but could possibly get it done. The effort was there for 4 quarters. The defensive intensity was there. The toughness was there. The grittiness was there. Everything we needed to see from this team showed in that fourth quarter. And I thought it showed early in the game, too. In that first quarter, I liked the way they came out. The shots weren't falling, but it felt like they played aggressive. It felt like they met the urgency of the moment. And no, they never bought into the Isaiah Stewarts of the world and their antics. And sure, that Pistons team was fun in the regular season. And those W's in the regular season must have boosted their confidence. But when it comes to playoff time, it's time to buckle down, and that's what the Knicks did. When we were panicking, me, myself, was panicking. The Knicks did not panic tonight. Down 9 points, 10 points, whatever it was going into the fourth quarter, they came out red hot. 21-0 run. 17 straight points from Jalen Brunson, from Cam Payne. They essentially broke the Pistons. They were throwing the ball all over the place. They were crying to the officials. All of a sudden, that toughness that all you Knicks fans, and I'm talking to Knicks fans right now, and all the Knicks haters said the Knicks lacked, that entire toughness was why the Pistons were going to win the series, disappeared. And they were the cowards. Jalen Brunson, which was, it looked like he was just changing shoes. We thought he was hurt. Comes back and hits one of the craziest shots I've seen in a while as he gets fouled. Cam Payne, we saw it last year when he played the Knicks in the playoffs. We've seen it in his time with the Suns. And that, finals run, coming up with big shot after big shot and willing this Knicks team to victory. KAT was passing the ball, played great defense today. Everyone got in on the action. Even Mikal Bridges, who offensively left a lot to be determined. Not that he was, he was 4 of 9, so it's not like he was super inefficient, but he left a lot to be determined offensively. Came up big in defensive spots. Hit a big shot at the end of the game. OG Anunoby playing his best game maybe as a Knick. And yes, I know he's got, high-scoring games, but when you think about the moment and the encapsulation of everything he did, because him and KAT really consistently were the only guys this game. KAT 39 minutes, OG 44 minutes. That they played consistent start to finish a great basketball game. 5 steals, 2 blocks from OG. 4 steals, 2 blocks from Karl-Anthony Towns. Absolutely frustrated Cade Cunningham. He did not live up to the moment. And this is where you are made or broken. The make-or-break situations in the NBA happen in the playoffs. You could be the greatest regular season player. I don't want to take a shot at Julius Randle. We all love Julius Randle. You could be the greatest regular season player, but if you don't get it done in the postseason, that's when it matters most. And the Knicks absolutely frustrated Cade Cunningham. They had to rely on Tobias Harris, who essentially did all his damage in the first half. I'll sign up for that every night. Malik Beasley, solid player. If that's who they think is going to beat the Knicks, it's going to be a long series. And I have no problem saying this right now. The series is over. The Knicks are going to win, let's say 5. Give them the gentleman's sweep. The series is over. You don't choke away a game like that and look absolutely incompetent, cowardly, in the biggest moment for a group. Not saying that their window is shut as Pistons players, as the Pistons team. But when you cower in that moment and you get punched in the mouth and can't punch back after the Knicks took punches all night, you're in trouble. And the Knicks smell blood. And the second they smell blood, it was over. It looked like the Knicks were dead in the water midway through that third, towards the end of the third period. And then the Knicks came out firing. That 21-0 run was electric. The Garden, which looked nervous, you had that murmur. They had it buzzing. It was pandemonium in there. And you think Monday night won't be much different? I think the Knicks saw the moment, seized the moment, and never doubted their process. Credit to Thibodeau, who I've been tough on the past month. Credit to Thibodeau to go out there and lock in, to get his guys locked in. Karl-Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, KAT, and the king of New York, Jalen Brunson, showing up when it matters most. Brunson struggled. It wasn't like it was his worst game, but he struggled early on. But it doesn't matter, because when it mattered most, he had every big shot you needed. Karl-Anthony Towns impressed me tonight. Mitchell Robinson gave us good minutes. Miles McBride, in a short stint, gave us good minutes. These guys matched the toughness of the Pistons team, which was the only reason why some of you Knicks fans and some of you Knicks haters were telling us that they weren't going to win this series, or you were scared. Well, I got to be honest, toughness doesn't always turn into buckets, but when you got bucket getters that can also match the toughness, this is what happens. That floater by Brunson was the encapsulation of what this guy is. He may start slow. He may struggle at times. He may even give you an injury scare at times. But when it mattered most, he hit the big shots, one after the other. Josh Hart kind of had a slow start to the game. Came down the stretch and hit a few big shots. This team never wavered. When I gave up hope, I'm not going to lie, at the end of the third quarter, I thought it was over. I was writing a different open. I was prepping to hit the panic button. And now, how easily things change in a 12-minute quarter. 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks, 23 points, 0 turnovers on 10 of 14 shooting. Karl-Anthony Towns was the player we traded for tonight. OG Anunoby, early on, when the team couldn't get it going, felt like he was keeping them afloat. And defensively, the biggest thing we could take away from, like I said a few minutes ago, this was the Knicks team that we fell in love with. Defense first. And yes, they gave up 90 points through 3 quarters. But currently in the NBA, that's the way the things go. But when it mattered most, the defense led. 888-808-1019. I think this is over. 4 or 5 games, give them the gentleman's sweep. The Knicks are winning this series. Knicks in 5. And I feel a lot more confident about this team going forward than I did previously. Because you know what? I'm not one of these people that buys into it, and maybe it could be true, but I don't believe into it, that the regular season doesn't matter in the NBA. So yes, I put a lot of stock into that. But tonight, the Knicks flipped a switch, and they flipped it pretty easily. And you have to play 4 quarters. Leading at the end of the third means nothing. We know that as Knicks fans. We could call this the Cam Payne game. We could call this the Karl-Anthony Towns coming out party. Or just another night for our captain, Jalen Brunson. They played gritty. They played tough. They knocked down shots when it mattered most. And yes, they needed Tobias Harris for 40 minutes to play the best game of his playoff career, probably. They needed Malik Beasley to carry them. Why? Because Cade Cunningham didn't show up. 6 turnovers, 8 of 21 shooting. Looked a shell of himself in the fourth quarter. If you're going to rely on Tim Hardaway Jr., you're going to have a long night. Now, there were some inexcusable things early in the first, late in the second that I didn't like, or late in the first and late in the second. I felt at times the 3-point defense was lacking in the first half. But they stepped up when it mattered most. And if you're going to win in this league, that's what matters. The Knicks were the big dogs coming into the night. And kudos to the Pistons. For 3 quarters, they threw shots at them. But the Knicks took all those shots and took one haymaker and knocked the Pistons out. How easily, and I'm included in this. I am included in this. How easily we forget how good some of these players could be. On this Knicks team, Jalen Brunson, playoff monster, essentially putting up the best playoff numbers anyone could put up in this franchise. This Knicks team is finally back to being the Knicks team that we thought they could be. And yes, it's one night. Call me an overreactor. I'm putting my eggs in this basket. They showed me so. And listen, we talked about it previously also. When I spoke to you Monday and Tuesday morning, we talked about how Tibbs comes from the Pat Riley, Jeff Van Gundy tree, where they necessarily hide stuff at times and wait to the postseason to show it. Maybe what this Knicks team needed was a sense of urgency, a game with stakes, for them to remember what made us fall in love with them. And I'm back. I'm all the way in love again. Every shot Jalen Brunson hit tonight, I looked at my girlfriend and said, this is why we need, in the future, when we have a kid, his name needs to be Jalen Brunson Gallo. That was not well received, but I'm still trying. 17 straight points. Jalen Brunson, Cam Payne. And I begged. You know, we just had the great Al Cintron on every Thursday on YouTube, 8 o'clock. We do T.O. Al and Friends. And I had begged for Tibbs to trust his bench, specifically Landry Shamet and Cam Payne. And tonight, he did. 4 guys, double digits minutes, 18 minutes for Mitch, 15 minutes for Cam and Miles, and Shamet got 10 minutes. But I always mentioned that this team needed a guy like Cam Payne to be allowed to play. The guy has stones. We saw it with the Suns. We saw it outside of Tyrese Maxey and maybe Kelly Oubre. Cam Payne hit most of the big shots. And for this series, it's over. The Pistons have to change a lot and do things that they may not be capable of. They cannot score with this Knicks team. And if this Knicks team plays defense like they did in the fourth quarter, like they did early in the first quarter, and they score the way they do, this Pistons team is in trouble. We'll worry about the Celtics when we get there. I'm not trying to crown anybody. Yes, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid right now. I got playoff fever. So, but I'm not delusional in the sense that I'm going to jump ahead and look to the Celtics or the NBA Finals or the Eastern Conference Finals. But right now, the Pistons are in trouble. So much for the bad boy Pistons. They did not look like that because they went out lame. Jalen Brunson, OG, KAT, and Cam Payne, like we all drew it up, put them in a box and put them in their pocket. They couldn't finish. Don't be shocked if Monday night is a bloodbath. Don't be shocked if Monday night they double the spread. I don't know what the spread is right now. We'll get you that information later. 888-808-1019. Knicks fans, let's get excited. We may not be able to enjoy this excitement for the entire month of April and May for this playoff stretch. But for right now, you have to feel good. They overcame adversity. They battled back. They took every punch the Pistons threw at them and wiped them off the floor. The Garden was buzzing. There was a little shaky moment. I'll admit, I said it a couple times already. I thought the game was over. I thought they were in trouble late in that third quarter. And you could feel the energy at the Garden get sucked out. But they did what they needed to do. They got the job done. 9-point deficit going into the fourth. And I thought another third quarter where the Knicks just lost this game. They didn't have a big lead, obviously. But another third quarter where the Knicks lost another game. But then they came back and broke the Pistons. 21 straight points. 17 of them by Brunson and Payne. KAT was, and we'll get into the things after the break that really stood out for me from Karl-Anthony Towns. And if they're going to succeed, he needs to continue to do those. And it's not just defensively. 888-808-1019. We'll get to that. We'll get to more Knicks coverage. We'll get to your calls. You can always hit me up on the social media, the WFAN social media. You can always hit me up on my own social media, Pico_Day_Gallo on X, Pico de Gallo 24 on IG. Hit me up. I'm always monitoring both. We'll talk more Knicks. We got a lot to get to tonight. Anthony Gallo on the Fan till 6 a.m.